Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, recovery of downed Black Hawk in Florida continues. Local authorities confiscate UAV video, and singer Sarah Brightman prepares for spaceflight. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm Ashley Hale. It's a heartbreaker. 11 service members, including 7 Marines based out of Camp Lejeune, and 4 soldiers of the Louisiana National Guard, are presumed dead after the Black Hawk helicopter they were aboard went down Tuesday night off the coast of the Florida Panhandle. Debris from the helicopter has been found, and it's reported that human remains have washed ashore near Eglin Air Force Base. News sources report that military officials say that 2 UH-60 Blackhawks were engaged in a routine training mission when one of the aircraft went down. The second Black Hawk, assigned to 244th Assault Helicopter Battalion based in Hammond, Louisiana, returned safely to its base. News reports indicate that the second helicopter was not involved in the accident. It's reported that the Coast Guard and other agencies are now searching an area that's been expanded to about 21 square miles. The portion of the beach where the investigation is centered belongs to the military and is used for training. A man in Orlando, Florida, says the sheriff's department violated his civil rights when they forced him to delete video captured by his UAV. Tom Patton reports.
Aaron Bitler sent his UAV aloft when he noticed several sheriff's deputies in his neighborhood, and a few minutes after he launched his UAV, he was confronted by several of those deputies. Bitler said the officers hassled him and told him he was hindering an investigation, then had him take the aircraft inside and delete the video. Bitler said he complied to avoid being arrested. A sheriff's office spokeswoman reportedly said the deputies were within their rights to talk to Bitler about his aircraft if they felt he was impeding an investigation, but she said there was also, quote, deep concern over the incident because Bitler was in clear violation of FAA rules concerning flying UAVs near airports. We don't know what airport that comment was referring to or how the deletion of the video is within the sheriff's purview. For Airborne Unlimited, I'm Tom Patton.
After the break, Sarah Brightman says she dreams of her spaceflight.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you'd like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Singer and actress Sarah Brightman talked recently about her planned trip to the International Space Station. Brightman's been training since January after being accepted by the Russian Federal Space Agency as a spaceflight participant candidate for a planned flight arranged by Space Adventures Ltd. Her passion for space is about to become a reality. Brightman said, quote, "When I was 9 years old, I watched the first man on the moon. It actually changed my perception about life. Suddenly, my mind opened up and I started to really work on the career I have now. I lived with the thought of this travel every second of my life. I wake up with it, I go to sleep with it, I dream of it. I cannot believe this is happening," end quote. Brightman has also designed her personal mission patch, which every cosmonaut designs for their mission. She says it highlights the potential of women to succeed in the worlds of science and technology traditionally preserved for men. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero Community Update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. This week's Airborne Partnership Initiative is going to use the appropriate nautical term and say, welcome aboard to the Seaplane Pilots Association. Anyone in aviation who's ever watched a seaplane take off or land knows that there's something just a little bit magical about it. Whether you've long ago taken the plunge and are actually pursuing waterborne aviation, or you're a seaplane aficionado who simply loves the adventure and freedom of water flight, the Seaplane Pilots Association invites you to the most exciting realm of aviation. The primary mission of the Seaplane Pilots Association is advocacy. They're the voice of the seaplane community, and they represent the interests of seaplane enthusiasts on the federal, state, and local levels. It includes ensuring fairness and equality for seaplanes to share public waterways with all other user groups. Other key elements of their mission includes safety, education, and environmental stewardship. If you're not already a seaplane pilot and would like to know more about the magic of seaplane flying, check out the Seaplane Pilots Association website. After these messages, the AW-169 successfully completes cold weather trials in Alaska.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro standby instrument, TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we've summarized some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Pad. The Augusta-Westland AW-169 arrived at last week's Heli Expo straight from Alaska, where it successfully completed extreme cold weather trials for civil certification. Performance and system reliability were demonstrated at temperatures down to negative 40 degrees Celsius. Baseball fan and NASA astronaut Terry Virts hopes to photograph all 28 cities with a Major League Baseball stadium, while orbiting 250 miles above Earth. His challenge to you is to look at his pictures and guess the cities. The FAA has certified a new device designed to assist in the locating of aircraft that go down in water. RJE International has received TSO certification for its new underwater locator beacon that features 90 days of operation. The preliminary NTSB report on the Harrison Ford accident confirms the obvious. The pilot reported an engine failure and didn't make it back to the airport. Our version is the old Kenner R6 engine gave up and a PT-22 glides like a rock. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's move on to the rest of the news. Worldview is the company that's planning to offer commercial flights to near space by using a gas-filled balloon to lift a passenger capsule to the edge of space and then return passengers to Earth by means of a parasail. While that project is still in the works, the commercial balloon spaceflight company has just completed their first commercial flight, carrying research payloads as part of NASA's Space Technology Mission Directorate's Flight Opportunities Program. This program gives students, researchers, and educators the opportunity to fly their experiments and payloads with proven commercial flight companies. This flight carried 2 university experiments to the edge of space. Dr. Alan Stern, Worldview's chief scientist, said, quote, "Many types of space applications and research need more access to near space than has been possible previously. With this flight, Worldview illustrates its ability to provide expanded access to the near space environment for NASA, private corporations, and universities," end quote. Well, that's our program for Thursday, March 12th. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday through Friday. Please join us in a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.